Check out great deals throughout the store at Safeway. This week at Safeway, get mega packs of USDA Choice boneless beef chuck roast for $3.97 per pound with digital coupon, limit 2 packages. Plus, Hass avocados are 10 for $10 member price. And get Fuji apples for just 77 cents per pound with digital coupon. Also this week at Safeway, get selected varieties of Lucerne milk gallons for the member price of $3.99 each when you buy 2. Visit Safeway.com or head into your local store for more deals.
Oh, man. Yeah, just came back in. Well, yeah, I just actually left the artist room to come over here and start working on the radio broadcasting room. Yeah, I'm doing quite a lot of things, y'all, and this is the year for it. But like I say, oh, what a great year it is so far. And it's only January. Second week of January, mind you. Because you see, like, again and again and again. New year, same problems. And most of it you'll realize is not entirely self-inflicted. And we're going to go ahead and dive into that because, for the upteenth time, welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio!
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Yes. I can't get enough of hearing that theme. And you know, that's a special shout out to my good friend Morbs. You've been there since day one, bro. And I'd like to thank you for all the times you have helped me out with making the tones and the sets for these shows, you know, and in terms of music. He is just a phenomenal guy, and I can't wait for his Jams debut. Shout outs to you. But as we get into it, though, yes, indeed. Welcome to the J-Man Show for episode 286. I'm your host, J-Man, of course. And picking up on a few things I gotta say, we are still dealing with the same old problems. Isn't it amazing how everybody's first world issues just come out of the wazoo? Isn't it just amazing how, like, people come to a definite point, but there was no cognition behind it? It's because of something they read on a shirt. I think it's amazing. I think, like, it's really amazing how people think when you hit about 30 and stuff like that, you know, you don't go through the same issues if you never handled them before. Like, you know, there aren't single people in their 30s. There aren't, like, people who don't have their own home in their 30s, or, like, those that are trying to get that maximum amount of pay that they deserve from getting a college degree and all that stuff in their 30s. They don't think that people go to college in their 30s. It is so amazing how mind-numbingly stupid society is, and it's only getting worse. I mean, you take a look at a lot of things. Don't just take a look at, like, the political aspect, even though it's already a problem, and we'll dive into that a little bit later in the episode, but, like, just everything that people come up with, and they always have, like, a standard for things, or they always have a reason for things, but I just love it when people do that and bank it on their age. Don't you know, like, your age is really how long you've been on the earth? And who's to say that you didn't try in any of the ages leading up to when you crossed 30? Like, when I crossed that 30 benchmark, you know, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I had my degree floating around and it came in around that time. But you got to realize this, I've also been doing a lot of work to lead to these things in my 20s. And then I didn't really get to party as much in my 20s because I had to take care of my dad. But I do pretty much whatever the hell I want to do here at 36. And I don't have a problem with it. It's not like I didn't go meet people. I had relationships in my 20s and I had relationships in my 30s. It's not the last time around. What it is that people have, like, more responsibilities that they don't want to be responsible for, more crazier things that happen to them than they realize, and then not to mention, oh, I just don't want to get old. Well, you will, damn it. God willing, you will. Unless you want to go ahead and take a straight bullet in the chest, I suggest, stop the nonsense. Like, for real. People need to get over themselves. In a big way. I can blame social media to a point, but at the same time, no. Because, once again, it's that mindset. It's whatever the hell somebody instilled in them years ago. And sometimes, if you still too much of something, it ruptures and it becomes something completely unbelievable. Which is why some people in the dating game are always making fun of Tinder, but they're on Tinder. You know what I mean? Or they're on Plenty of Fish and all that kind of things. No matter what it is, it ends up as the same result because, once again, it's out there in the public, and the public has misused and abused it to the punchline that it is now. I say that about a lot of things, because for some reason, people don't appreciate anything. I mean, so what? So what you're using these things? It's just a tool. It's a tool like anything else. I mean, you didn't want to miss out, so you wanted to see what was going on, so you jumped into it, right? Just like anything anymore, yeah, you might have to use it, but don't rely on it. Live your life. Do cool things. Have some fun. Don't worry about if you don't have any kids right now. Don't worry about the age limit that people impose on you and stuff like that. The age limit really is pretty much like, hey, you're an adult. People forget about having fun as being an adult, too. There's some great things about being an adult. It's not always about work. It's not always about the pack you run with. And it's not always about, hey, the dime piece you have with you. And I see quite a lot of that stuff. I lost it. You know what I mean? I don't have that girl anymore. I'm not afraid to tell you guys that on the show. I mean, I'm good to terms with it on a lot of things. And needless to say, I've been doing pretty well anyway about it. I mean, a lot of but what about the plans? What about the presents? What about all that kind of stuff? Well, I have a presence, but here's the thing, as long as she's having a good life, I don't give a damn. God knows when I'll ever see any of my exes again, but the truth is, I don't really care. I mean, I am who I am. I'm fine the way I am. I'm going to have somebody new anyway. It's just the way that usually goes. For a little bit there, I did have one. And I didn't even know about it. The funny part is this. There was this girl that came up, right? And all of a sudden she dubbed me as her boyfriend. And I was like, how the hell did this happen? Do you even know my name? But I also realized, she was saying, thank you, my love. Thank you, my boo. All this kind of stuff. Pretty much Reddit material. And she was telling me all these things, these beautiful romantic things. But for a moment there, I was like, what is this? I'm not comfortable. I'm not feeling the vibe. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, she was a real knockout and everything, but I also realized she was 21, didn't know any better. And I was like, hey, tap out a little bit, tap out. You gotta at least get to know me on that level first. And I didn't mind talking. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all need to work on that stuff, by the way. And not just the men are not good at talking. There's quite a lot of women that are, terminally ignorant about talking. And I don't know how the hell that happened either, but it's there. Believe me, for every male version that gets exposed, there's a female version in the shadows that really doesn't get any of the, problems that go with it. They're out there too, and I just met one. But the thing is that she even had the nerve to ask me for $40. She was like, I need a favor real quick, babe. Could you give me $40? And I was like, I don't know you. That is the number one peeve I have. Look, it's different if somebody in the Jam Fam needed money, or somebody that I work with needed a couple of bucks or something, That's different. But if I don't know you, and if I am, never went on a date with you or any of that kind of stuff, or, the whole formations of things, I'm not going to give you money. And, there are a lot of people out here that don't deserve money. If you want to get money so damn bad, I highly suggest you take your ass, go on there, go right to your mom and ask them for money. You're young enough to do that nonsense. And what's really insane about it is that, she asked me for $40. I don't even know her. And I threw that right back in her face and said, I don't know you. If I knew you a little bit longer, maybe. But also, I have noticed things too. Now, the conversation kept going when I told her I wasn't giving her any money. But I also noticed that I'm not really feeling it. I noticed that, one way or another, this is not good. So I, spoke what I need to speak, and I let her know the things, and then that was it. If anything, it was a very mutual, interesting one afternoon breakup, but I'm going to tell you this, it was like, I was honest and upfront about it, and, never fooled with it again. Truth is that, a lot of people don't ever do that, though. See, some people go through the period of being led on, and they go through the period of wondering if somebody really loves them or not, or goes through all of the issues such as, things you need to talk about. And I don't know for life on high why it's so hard to talk about it. Why not have the conversation? Why not go ahead and speak out about it? Why not go ahead and say, hey, there's something there, but I don't want no part of it because I'm really not feeling a relationship right now. I'm really not into, meeting this whole thing eye to eye. I'll actually go out of the way and tell you that it ain't gonna happen. I'm comfortable enough to say that. Now, a lot of y'all are uncomfortable. A lot of y'all, that's what it is. You're uncomfortable. Yet you always say, hey, get out of your comfort zone. Or you wear the shirt that says YOLO on it. But none of you get out of your comfort zone. You just stay, complacent. You like being on your little lily pad and all that kind of stuff. It feels so nice to do that. Yeah. Up yours, too, you contradictions. Isn't that amazing how almost everybody's a contradiction? Look, here's the thing. If you don't want to deal with certain people anymore, maybe you just need to tell them. Maybe you just need to get off your ass. You're going to have to go ahead and say this can go one or two ways, but it's going to go in a way that's probably a little bit more peaceful. I think we're just going to go ahead and cut this apart. And it's totally okay, because I said that to my ex. I said, I'm never dealing with you again. And as simple as that. It's a hard conversation, yes, but I'm never dealing with her ever again. Oh, hold on a minute. Nice use with the preloader, right? Yeah, somebody sent me a text not too long ago. Very serious accusations there. Ooh. No, it's not a political episode tonight. Yeah, sometimes people let me know about things that go on in the world so I can talk about them, but yeah, it's not a political episode tonight. No, we're not talking about Biden and his allegedly second case of documents or something like that. But anyway, going back to the romance thing, I'm saying, so I'm never ever going to see her again. And that's totally okay, it was alright for a little bit, and then later on it got weird. Conversations started changing, her OnlyFans is picking up. No, for real, she had, one going there for a little bit, and we were in a relationship beforehand, so it's not like a simp reach up, but... if that's more important to you, I guess that's where your loyalties lie. And there's really nothing nothing I can do about it at that point, because I make my own money and I got my own stuff. So that wasn't the reason for the breakup, though. It's because wouldn't talk. Conversation and communication are very important, whether they're comfortable or whether they're not comfortable. You see? And a lot of people are not mature enough, or at the same time, not at the level where they can actually communicate about it, and it's sad. You know, like, if there's a moment where you need to talk about money, or you need to talk about bills, or you need to talk about, hey, guess what? We need to go ahead and work this out for J360 Productions. That's something that needs to be done. Otherwise, it becomes a problem and kicks your ass later. You know what I mean? Remember that small bill that was there? And you said you'll get around to it? But then chances are, you look at it, let's say like a few months pass, you look at it and it's huge as hell because of interest and everything. Now you're screwed. And you see, you don't want to ever be on that level where you're screwed. You want to make sure that this stuff is manageable at least, especially if it's something that's chronic. See, a lot of y'all, you subscribe to all these Disney Plus, that's funny. All these streaming networks that want to be the top tier network, but you forget that, you know, at best you pretty much need two. And then while you're on the subject here, you got freedom of choice. You can do whatever you want to do. But do it manageable. You know what I mean? Do it with responsibility in mind. Have a good time, but be mindful of things. You know, and the problem is that people just don't want to deal with that. I guess because, you know, little Mr. and Miss I just can't. You know, that I really, really hate people that do that nonsense. I can't stand people who don't take responsibility for things. Now, I know, like, some people be like, if you throw, like, shoot your shot or whatever, and they don't act like you never talk to them and stuff like that. Well, you know, here's the funny part. They need their ass whooped so many other ways, and I know you're pissed off, but at best, don't lose your character about it. Just look at them and be like, whatever, and just walk away. It's so cool. You know, it's the most freeing feeling ever. Or like when you go ahead and you tell somebody that you like them and they start acting up in hives and all that kind of stuff. Well, at least you get to see them fall apart and go to pieces, whereas you just ask them out for like a little, you know, like a little night out on Friday or something. I remember dealing with something like that, and this girl, her name was Kelly, and she just freaked the hell out. And I looked at it too, and I was like, oh my God. You know, like, kind of like how, say, like, if you watch a movie and the villain's about to have this giant breakdown, and it could be one way or another. They'll either go one wing angel, or they'll go to the point where they just, you know, destroy themselves, kind of like how Super Shredder was and knock the whole dam on himself. Dumbass. Supposed to be a ninja master, but I guess, you know, mutagen affects the mind. But enough nerd culture right now. She fell apart because yours truly, a lot younger at this point, asked her to the dance. And like, everybody was going, you know, and I guess she felt like, how dare you ask me to the dance? Because we're all human and you're not unapproachable. But I'm gonna tell you this, after it was done and I got my laugh, I was like, I'm good, man. Because you know what I mean? Because, see, stuff like that it just means I dodged a bullet. And for those of you out there, like some of you that call yourself incels or whatever, look, let me talk to you. It's okay to get rejected. It's okay for things to not work out, because sometimes they're not good. Like, you could imagine being with that waifu or whatever you want to call it. God, I am old, huh? You can have that fantasy all you want to, but I think it's much more rewarding if you just go ahead and try to talk and try to communicate and all this stuff. But before you say, J-Man, I did it, it didn't work. Oh my God, no, my world came crashing. Well, yeah, a little bit. I mean, damn, let it crash, baby. It's not important. You know what I mean? You'll find someone else if you put in the efforts, and I don't mean go to, like, what's that one app that's out there now? Replica or something like that? Whatever. You know what it is. I know what it is. I just can't think of the name. But the thing about it is that, like, don't be wasting no time with people that won't make time for you. And then while you're on the subject here, if they're falling apart, don't go on this giant and passionate speech to tell them why they ain't shit and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I can cuss on this episode. Tell them why they ain't shit, because here's the thing. You tell them why they're not, Now, at the same time, they're going to go ahead and take whatever you said to them, and they're going to go ahead and use it to boost either their Facebook or whatever numbers they got out there, or go on TikTok to go ahead and make a response video while they're sitting in the underwear. And then there's guys out there that don't know any better who keep paying into this nonsense. They'll sit right there, mouth breathe, and be like, "They don't say you look ugly. You said hot sexy. Let me look at your underwear some more." And then she sends the OnlyFans ad to him. And then at the same time, this stupid jerk here, he'll happily go ahead and reach into his back pocket and then go ahead and pull out his wallet and stuff. Be like, "I'm gonna pay for some more conducting. She's eat pretty." And that's probably the last bit of money he has for his rent. The list goes on and on, dude. Like, there are tons of people who do this, and most times they'll go on record on average of it being a man doing it, but there are women that do this stuff too. Don't get twisted. Among other ways of debauchery that goes around here, it's usually because human communication is at an all-time low. And the truth is, people will figure, hey, I can make money off of anything. But here's the number one thing. Here's the J-Man school of things. Most of the best things that you can have and receive are free. Like, a good word now and again doesn't cost any money. Like, if you really believed in something, you'll go for it. If you really have something nice to say, you'll say something nice. And if there's a time where that person doesn't respond back, don't look for immediate response. Just carry yourself and walk away. And don't worry about nobody else. Because there's other people that are chained. It's kind of like dogs chained to the same post, That's what that is. But you got to think about it smart. You got to be like this. You know your worth, right? If you know your worth, you wouldn't go for this kind of stuff. And if somebody says that they're going to charge you money just to go ahead and speak to you, run. Do not stay there. There is nothing there that is worth your time. All right? And keep in mind, as I say this to those that are incels, I know there are female incels out there. I know that there are transgender incels. Like, for any people out here that feel like they're not making it in terms of dating or whatever, this is for you. You just got to go ahead and hold your own and stand up and just be like, you know what? I'm here. I'm not trying to fit in with anybody. I do my own damn thing and I keep on going. I'm walking away. And no, don't even try to turn this into, hey, Jay's telling us to be alpha people. I'm telling you to be responsible. You know what? Oh, speaking of which, by the way, somebody actually told me this. Jay, you're a Sigma. And I'm like, I love Mega Man and all, but don't ever call me that again. I'm not a virus. Though at the same time, I'm infecting you up, baby. If I offended you in any way, fill out that butthurt report, okay? Because I got to make sure I keep staying on top. My quota has to be immaculate. But anyway, going back into this, they called me a Sigma, and apparently, from what I can tell, it's one of the main male personas or personalities, and a Sigma is usually one that does whatever the hell they want to do, live life by their own rules, has no regards or no respect for anybody, and at the same time has respect for themselves and whoever the elders are of the tribe, but at the same time really just do their own thing. Yeah, that's pretty accurate, but at the same time, I don't acquire the title because the Greek alphabet has no real ground, and why we're all a bunch of assholes to each other. Do you see what I'm saying? Much like how astrological signs are fun, and much like how those 4-letter acronyms are seemingly okay, none of this stuff means that you're going to be a good mate for anybody. It doesn't mean anything more than, hey, guess what? This is just some extra crap we threw in the mix. Okay? Everybody's been trying to figure everybody else out for a long time, and they've been failing miserably. Accurate, yes, but not the whole truth. Alright? I want you all to remember that. I want you all to stop worrying about where you are in the hierarchy of things and just understand, guess what? You can get to an upper level. You can get to the Millionaires Circle if you want to. Yeah, I know there's a lot of billionaires floating around and all that kind of stuff, but don't worry about that. Right now, let's just worry about being financially free and doing cool things, too. Let's worry about freeing ourselves from being chained up in the relationships that are lackluster or friendships that are not good for you. And then at the same time, believing in yourself. It's all about the wellness, baby. Work on building yourself. And if you need to go to the gym, you need to go do a few things, that's fine too. But I know a lot of y'all need to go ahead and shower. Get to the wading pool, if you will. Go ahead and hose yourself down and do what needs to be done right. Because you stink to all be damned. So, that's self-love right there. Go ahead and moisten yourself up and get where you need to be at. Ain't got time for stank Nick Beard life. You understand what I'm saying? Woo! This stuff is so shuddering sometimes, especially when I see it on Reddit. But then you guys will go ahead and probably tell me, Jay, you said we should be who we are. You can also be better versions of yourself. You know what I mean? That goes for anybody out here. And plus, here's the thing. Stop making the videos saying, all women are blah, 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 blah. Stop it. All men are blah, blah, blah. Stop it. It's not good. It's not a good look at all. And whomever was interested in you before you got all hung up on this kind of kick, edgelording it up, they walk away. There's always somebody that's looking at you, don't you know? Like, it's amazing how, like, some people forget that everybody and anybody has a camera, and there's somebody that's reading something. They're probably not engaging with what you're doing. They're probably not clicking the like button and all that kind of stuff, but they're always looking. There's always somebody looking at you. You do know that. So, yeah, that's a bit of a crazy thing, right? But you see, like, you wouldn't know that because you've been so down in your dumps. And I know a lot of y'all are worried about that stuff. A lot of y'all are just worried to the T. I watch people kill themselves, not kill themselves really. And you really should not be killing yourself. You know what I mean? You're just wasting when you do that. You know what I mean? So suicide's not the answer. Live your life. Live to be over 30 and such. That way so you can be an icon and you can leave an impact. Do more with the time that you have. That's what I always say. That's what I'm trying to make more of. For life, not this year. A lot of y'all keep your stuff in this year, too. Should not be doing that either. Nope, not at all. I just sit right there and I think, life's been pretty good to me, And it's okay that certain things are gone. And it's okay to discuss things. But, after a while, if you have the elephant in the room, you got to get tired of feeding that motherfucker. You got to get tired of footing the bill for previous years of failures. You got to feel like that stuff is done. And then you got to make sure like it's 100% done for you. Like really wrap it up. Don't open it up ever again unless you like the drama. Unless you like all that kind of stuff. I don't like being ignored. Well, walk away. Ignore them. There's always a way to make this stuff work. And it doesn't flabbergast me at all. It's just to the point where I'm like, oh, will you stop? And then you see some of these people on YouTube, which, by the way, if they're going through something, well, that's quite a lot of people in independent production going through something. Or then again, mainstream too, because, yeah, those in Hollywood got it all figured out, They got their lives all taken care of and all that kind of stuff. No, they don't. That's image. That's just smoke and mirrors. That person's probably a wreck more so than you know. And I'm just saying that because, like, subscriber counts and all that kind of stuff blind people. I got a huge following on Twitter, but, I don't really hang out on Twitter that much. On every other social media platform, I got a pretty okay following, but, like Facebook, on the other hand, people be like, you get the 272 on Facebook. Actually, it's 273, but you can kiss my ass. I ain't worried about the counts, baby. I ain't worried about none of that stuff until, like, let's see, from the beginning of the month to the end of the month, because that's growth. That's the only time I would really care, and even then, it's not the main reason why I'm here. I had to wipe out some of my personal accounts because it's not about me entirely. It's about the art that I make. You know what I mean? Like, enjoy me while I'm here. That's what I usually say. Because I'm not going to be here forever. Like, when I look at a lot of those people that have passed on, a lot of people that have, you guys hold to the highest regard, die, I always think about the mark and the impact that they leave here. And hopefully I'm doing the same thing, because you never know. There might be other people that want to continue on this legacy. But the funny part about it is, though, you got to feel the vibe and you got to be about it. Like, I've always been real about my stuff. Like, that's probably why a lot of people really don't want to associate with me, because if you ain't shit, and I know you ain't, and I can smell that nonsense, I'm going to throw that manure back in your face, and I'm going to let you feel it. Because I am not holding anybody else's shit except mine. Do you understand? That's how you know. And then while you're on the subject, it's like I said about the elephant in the room, that's what all of those things that you refuse to take action become. They become an elephant in the room. And when you have a whole herd of elephants in the room, it is impossible to breathe. So you must kill the elephant. Yeah. I remember one time I was at work and I was really feeling in such a way. And I started talking about all those elephants in the room at my job. And my supervisor was like this, said, Jay, you really are talking about this stuff. And I was like, I'm tired of feeding this elephant. It's for real. I'm tired of feeding that motherfucker. I had to kill it. That's what you got to do sometimes. You got to be real about these things. And at the same time, if your tribe falls apart or if I make you look bad, I don't give a damn. Because, I'm tired of trying to please people and I'm tired of trying to accommodate people who really, really don't deserve it. There's a reason why I'm not interviewing that one musician that I had set up for an interview. I threw that crap out. I said, the hell with you, ungrateful ass. Which, by the way, I hope she's recovering. But it's the truth. Because some people I just say no to, some parties I don't go to, and I'm not in that horseshit relationship anymore. I'm fine. Because I still got me, and I'm pretty damn awesome, and I got a lot of living to do, and plenty of impacts to make. And this is not just a comeback story, baby. This is a revenge story. Get it right. We're going to win this whole damn thing. And I'm going to be everywhere, even more so than I am in digital print. You get my drift? This is what it's about. And I know a lot of people say, Jay, I want to be on a J360 show. Jay, I want to be around here. I want to hang out with you more often. And I'm like this, okay, well, set a date, set a time, and make sure you stick to it. Because if you don't have at least 2 out of those 3, to the point where I can help you, I'm not fooling with you. Because I already can smell the bullshit coming. And those that have been on the Hangout show, they know I got their back. Every single one of them. It just is what it is, man. And I know a lot of y'all want to do the content creator game, but you're only focusing on the people that come around you, not the fact that it's you and the content the whole time. You see? Glitz, glamour, and all those other lies. Yeah, there's more to it than this. Think about it. There's going to be times where you do a stream and nobody watches. Nobody cares. Time you do a TikTok, nobody's watching. Nobody cares. Do you care, though? Then I think you need to make another one. And another one. And another one. To the point where you're like, you know what? Then one clicks start coming in. And then it's going to come to you. You're going to have to love this stuff a little bit. Like I always say, people are like, Jay, how do you do all these shows? And it's like, God knows. But it's like, it's a labor of love. It's a labor of love. Have some fun. This is fun. This is my sandbox at best. You know what I'm saying? Have some fun. I gotta quit cussing. As often. Have some fun. A lot of people don't really want to do that no more. Or you know what, if you want to go for that instant fame and stuff, I'm going to tell you this, unless you got the mental wellness and the actual backing to keep yourself strong throughout it, you're going to burn out. You're going to fall right apart. And there's quite a lot of people, much like certain content creators I know, that are really feeling the pinch. There's a lot of others that don't, but there's quite a bit that fade and fall apart. I want to do a Marvel podcast. Okay. Phase 4 wasn't not damn good, but okay. Have fun getting burnt out by Disney, which they do. And, next episode, we are going to be doing a little bit of diving into movies again. But I want to say, I'm sorry, I just don't really feel it right now. But I will eventually, but I don't feel it right now. You know what I mean? In terms of, some of the Marvel movies that are coming. Even though that Ant-Man 3 looks beast, and so does Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But you got to realize, these are heroes that, I can relate to. Can't relate to She-Hulk. Though I wouldn't mind if my anime version had relations with She-Hulk. Ho ho ho! But you know, like, nah, I just wanted to throw that out there to you guys. See what y'all think of it. But yeah, I mean, this is more or less, this is about mental wellness and stuff, because you guys are going to need it. It's going to be one hell of a mountain climb. But it's worth it. And at the end of the day, don't get so hung up on somebody you forget to live a good life. Or don't get so hung up on, like, society's ills. You know why society does that stuff, by the way? Because society wants to make money. Society can't help but feel like it's superior to other people, but it's superior to no one because we're all members of it. So if anything, it's somebody like you, somebody like me, or somebody like any of these other people around here, including the most beautiful, quote, unattainable ones. We all shape this culture the way it is. And sometimes you always think, like, my culture was the best culture. My age was the best age. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Bada, 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 bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Every age had its hardships. Okay? Everything had its problems. Now, what do you do about it? Every political figurehead at those times was possibly more corrupt than what the reputation says. But it's right there in front of you. You know? So, here's the whole thing about it. Stop worrying about this stuff. See what it is, but you don't have to be a part of it either. And go ahead and live your life. Create what you want to create. Stay true to what is important to you. Promote yourself heavily. And while you're at it, if some of these other content creators or some of these people come out of the woodwork and try to say, hey man, you should be, then look at that fool in the face and say, shut up! I'm building a brand. I don't give a damn about you. If it's that important, leave. The brand is worth more to me than 5 of you, jackass. So why don't you just get lost? And if they try to talk that bull stuff back, boy, I don't know why I'm censoring myself now, but if they try to talk that bull stuff back too, it's like, yeah, good. You want to buy a shirt? Because I had to deal with some other content creator too, because posted some football game and I said something, but it wasn't anything too big. And that person also said, yeah, this is a very important game to me because I had friends that died or something like that, they said. And try to say, feel bad jerk at the end of it. And I said this, I will not. And you know why I will not? Because here's the thing, and most people don't expect this, but if you've been around me enough, you'll know. That has jack to do with me. Sunday becomes Monday in my life. Do you think I give a damn about old friends in my life that are dead? No. Do you think I give a damn about stuff like that happened in your time before I was in the picture? No. That frame of reference is not very effective in Pokemon terms. That does not work on me like that. Especially with my force of nature ass. If you're offended by that, fill out the butthurt report. But it's the truth, though. Like, some of y'all have that stuff waiting in the back of your mind to go ahead and try to get some empathic response or a feeling of remorse. You gotta realize this. It don't work with me. I'm self-made. You can kiss my ass. You know how many friends I lose on the daily? Quote friends. Do you know how many people I will never see again because they aren't worth the time? Many. Do you know that I stand alone a lot, but I'm not lonely? That's who I am. And indeed, okay. With the exception of Al, Soda, the Jam Fam, you get that. But most of the time, yeah, I stand true to myself about things. And I'm not completely heartless. But don't ever use that as like a way of trying to win an argument. Because you know what? You look damn stupid then. Just saying. Alright? But all in all, though, guys, I was just letting you know why you need to have those conversations. Why you need to remember, like, when certain people do certain things and you know that stuff could be free and you know, like, some of that stuff could be beneficial and you're not paying for a service entirely, that's when you really need to pay attention to these things and follow true that it ain't right and you don't need to be a part of it. Alright? Because it seems like nowadays everybody wants you to be a part of their cult of something. When at the same time, you can be like J-Man and just be like Godzilla and wreck them all. Till you meet something with a challenge and then they're going to need you. Oh, yes. But we can talk more about that another time. I got to get on out of here, though. And not to mention, like, Let's see, what do we have tomorrow? I think we got a Power Play special and we got a Cyclone special happening. So you guys stay tuned for that, all right? But until then, this is J-Man signing off. You guys take care of yourselves. We will catch up again soon. Peace.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.